As you can see behind me, I've got a lovely Brugmansia. I think you'd be hard pushed to find a plant with a more glorious fragrance. Also known as Angel's Trumpets, due to the size and shape of those flowers. This plant originates from South America. I bought my first Brugmansia from Lidl a couple of years ago. It was nearly £2. It wasn't very big, and it had just a single straight stem. But you'd be amazed how quickly these things grow. It's maybe about, I don't know, 30 centimetres tall. Just one single straight stem. I was lucky enough to get a couple of flowers that first year. I bought it from Lidl, I think it would have been during April. And they have them every year. And I really recommend, if you want something so tropical looking and with such glorious fragrance, Brugmansia is definitely for you. I think I put the pot that it came with on the windowsill and just kept it well watered, fed it a couple of times, and then by the end of sort of May I put it outside. You can't just put them outside and leave them outside. These are young plants, so what you've got to do is leave them outside in a really sunny spot all day, and then at night bring them back in again. If you do that every day for about a week, it tends to harden them off and they perform better for you rather than having a big shock if you just leave them outside, you know. So the plant grew quickly and the roots started to go out the bottom of the pot, so I then put it in a big pot which then just multi-purpose as compost. And you know, as it grew taller and taller, it required more and more water, more feeding. And then what happened is, and I'll show you with a cutting that I made a few weeks ago. You can see here that rather than one straight stem, this is actually branched into a Y shape. And it's when this Y shape is achieved that they will actually start to flower. Not really. I think it's going to be another month or two before that particular one does. But the one behind me, it started about middle of June, and it'll probably go on until the frosts. So lots and lots and lots of flowers are amazing. It can be about 1 foot long each flower. So when it's been planted out, probably best if it's going to go into the border rather than keep it in a pot, because I can't be bothered looking after pots all the time. I've got so many houseplants and things that are in pots that can't really stay outside for all that long. I mean, Brugmansia, the Angel's Trumpet, as long as the nighttime temperatures is above 7, they can stay outside. So so the Y shape, you'll start to get flowers. Certainly I should think this one will do by, I don't know, maybe mid to late August. Be aware though, they are poisonous. It's important when you're handling them to always wear gloves and don't go around licking random plants. So now I'm going to show you how to take cuttings, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Please be aware that the sap of this plant is highly poisonous, so always wear gloves while handling. If you want to grow more of these plants, you don't need to go and buy them. They're really easy to propagate via cuttings. All you need to do is find a length of stem from the new wide branch and cut it just below a leaf node. Now what you do then is carefully remove all of those leaves that are at the bottom. All you need to do is just leave a few leaves. And then in a clean jam jar, pop a little bit of water in and simply drop the cutting in there. Within a few days you'll start to see roots, and I'll come back when that happens. So after about 3 days the plant started to make roots, and within about 3 weeks the roots were of a reasonable size, sort of 5-6 inches long, and at that point I put it into a small pot with compost and kept it well watered, and this is about a month later. As you can see, it's still got a single straight stem, but it won't be long until that arching will begin, and it'll have a Y-shaped framework. So there you are, that's about a month old. It's almost 7 PM in early July, and there's the most wonderful fragrance filling the air. The reason the plant releases its fragrance at night is because it's pollinated by moths. Usually when growing young plants you'd repot them into the next pot size up, but I don't do this with Angel's trumpets. It goes straight into a 30 centimetre or more pot. It's because they grow so fast, and it becomes increasingly tricky to repot them into the next size up, and again and again and again, because when you think of how big they can grow, which can be in excess of 2 metres tall, it can be a bit of a faff. You also need to consider where you're going to put your plants over winter. If you have your Angel's trumpet planted in the border, you're going to have to dig it out, put it in a pot, and when October comes, you're going to have to really seriously consider where you're going to put it for winter. You could put it in a greenhouse, summer house, conservatory. I keep mine in my spare bedroom, keep them moist over winter, and then when the next April comes you can start hardening them off and start feeding them again. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. I'm hoping to do a video about Streptocarpus next. Again, if you have any questions on what I've covered today, please ask in the comments. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.